Three teenagers ventured into a cave to explore its mysterious depths. They were caught off guard by a sudden fire. One of the boys, desperate to escape, decided to risk everything and run through the flames. His two companions watched in fear as he disappeared into the fiery tunnel. This incident took place on July 9, 1967, in a cave known for its longest passage, measuring 457 meters. During construction projects in the area, workers discovered two additional caves nearby. Upon further exploration, they found that all three caves were interconnected, forming one large system. Residents in the area later petitioned to preserve the cave, and eventually transportation authorities decided to seal two of the entrances. The third entrance was allowed to remain open, but a new access point was created through a 47-meter-long, 90-centimeter-wide tunnel that extended from beneath a nearby road. For adventure seekers, entering the cave through this narrow tunnel became an intriguing and unique experience. Three teenagers, including 16-year-old Charles, decided to explore the cave. As they made their way toward the entrance, they saw two other young adventurers exiting the cave. The two groups exchanged glances, but something about the departing boys seemed off. The explorers noticed two lit candles placed on the ground, presumably left behind by the previous group. Although they found it odd, they couldn't quite pinpoint what felt wrong. Brushing off their unease, they continued forward. As the teenagers ventured into the cave, they soon realized it was much hotter than expected. Sweat began pouring down their faces, but they dismissed it, thinking it was just part of the cave's unusual environment. However, as they decided to turn back after a short while, the heat became unbearable, and an acrid smell filled the air. When they approached the tunnel leading back to the entrance, they were horrified to see thick black smoke and flames blocking their only way out. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped. Their only options were to either wait for rescue or hope the fire would burn out on its own. But as the flames intensified, so did the toxic fumes. Breathing became difficult, and their eyes stung so much they could hardly keep them open. Charles, determined to survive, proposed a bold plan. "Instead of waiting here to die, I'm going to try to crawl through the flames," he told his friends. Despite their protests, Charles insisted, with the fire raging through the 47-meter tunnel, it was a nearly impossible challenge. But Charles didn't hesitate. Shielding his face, he crawled into the fire, his screams of pain echoing through the cave as he pushed forward. Residents near the cave's entrance later reported seeing Charles emerge, severely burned and writhing in agony at the tunnel's exit. Emergency responders rushed to his side, but his injuries were extensive. 59% of his skin had suffered severe burns. Meanwhile, 4 firefighters entered the cave to rescue the remaining 2 boys. It took an hour and a half to locate them deep within the cave system, and another 2 hours to bring them out safely. Thankfully, they were rushed to the hospital and found to have no major injuries. Charles, however, was not as fortunate. He fought for his life, but suffered immensely from the burns he sustained. Investigations later revealed that the fire was caused by a highly flammable adhesive that had been used during the construction of the tunnel. When the first group of adventurers lit the candles at the cave's entrance, the flames may have inadvertently ignited the adhesive. However, surviving explorers Jerry and Simon, who were with Charles, claimed they never touched the candles. Since Charles had been crawling behind them, it was unclear whether he accidentally brushed against the candles or if something else had triggered the fire. Despite suspicions, no conclusive evidence was ever found to prove foul play. Yet the question remains, who was responsible for leaving lit candles near a flammable material? While the exact cause of the disaster remains a mystery, one thing is certain: negligence in handling open flames near such hazardous substances played a role in this tragedy.